And so Themba's wife walks into him drinking and she says, "But I thought you don't drink anymore." He says, "Of course I don't. I'm just celebrating that I quit." And that's how I welcome you to Talk with Rams. And tonight we introduce that feature that you guys like called the Quickie. You know that feature where we give somebody a few minutes of fame to build their business. And the first guy to get this opportunity has been on my case forever. I swear this guy has been calling me or texting me or finding me on every platform except the Loo for the last year or so. He finally found me. So when I knew I had a platform for him, I said, "Katekani, we can now talk with Rams." So Katekani Nyambe, he makes Atchaar, this fellow. Mhani Productions.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
News.
So, Mhani Productions, what's that? Tell us about that business.
Mhani Productions, it's a company that I found in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to TUT to study operations management.
Okay.
But back then at home, the situation was not that good. And then as an operations student, I thought, okay, what can you do to make an extra cash as a student?
Yeah.
And then the only thing that came to me was Atchaar, because Atchaar is all about production, and that's what I'm studying as well.
Yeah.
And then I come up with this thing. And the first time I ordered some Atchaar from the supplier, and then tried to sell it, and then it was not going the way that it's supposed to be. And then from there, that's where all these things started. Here, it means we need to do it from the scratch. So how can you do it to try to improve your business and to make sure that you make extra cash, the cash that can also pay my fees as well, because I use this cash to pay my fees, and now I'm a qualified productions manager.
Well, I almost thought you were going to say you're a qualified Atchaar maker. but you know, literally, for my sake,
Yeah.
I know it's called Mango Atchaar.
Yeah.
Is it that easy? I mean, you make it as if it's simple because you studied production, you can make Atchaar. Is it a simple process?
It's not a simple process.
Yeah. How do you make it?
More especially when you don't have materials to do it.
Okay.
It means you need to request from the supplier that you need a mango cut in this way, so that you can do the mixing part and the production side as well. So it started in that way, and then that's how I'm doing it now. We do have a storage where we do the manufacturing.
So you self-manufacture, you use and you sell. Who do you sell to?
When I started this thing, I used to sell to students. I need to push it to students because I know that students they love Atchaar with the combo of Atchaar and eggs.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you are
in eggs,
in eggs, and it's a good combo. So I used to supply to universities, for UFS, Rhodes, all the universities that you know, Toyan, Univen as well, TEF, and then that's where all these things started there. So in the first place, it was not easy task, when you introducing something new to people, they are not used to it as well. So you try by all means, by loving social media, that's where you also sell your product. So it's all started there. So now I can say that we are nationwide. We are nationwide. Whether you can go to Bloemfontein, you can find the product. You can go to Cape Town, you can find the product.
Where do you find the product? I mean, somebody from Bloemfontein is going to be watching this shortly.
Okay, in Bloemfontein, you can find the product in UFS. And then,
so it's still at university?
Yeah, still at the university.
You're not in big retail stores or anything?
No, not.
What's the problem? Why are you not there?
I'm trying to follow that process, but it's not easy to get this thing into retails. And the aim, I want to take it into sales.
What makes your Atchaar special? Why this one and not whatever I had yesterday? The other day?
This one, as you can see, that it's very clean. First, it's very clean, it's very nice, as you can see.
Yeah.
And then well cutted as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then even the spices that we use there, it's one of our fellow students are the one that produced this thing as well. So it's a work.
Also created jobs from this.
Yes, there's a student who have done their practicals in our company. Yeah. Now they are graduating. Some they graduated last year. Some they are still graduating. So. Yeah, I also created jobs for students as well, because my target in the first place was to create more jobs for students. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing.
Are you making money?
Not yet. Not yet. I'm trying to build the brand, which is not easy. So I think with this platform, and then the aim is to take this thing into bigger supermarkets. Yeah. I think that's where we can make a lot of money, because the aim here is to make sales. We can produce thousands of units, but if we don't make sales, then we can't make money.
So true. What I have learned from a lot of people that I had this opportunity to interview like you is that, one of the ways to grow your business is to actually speak to the people who are listening to us, and they can be distributors of your product in other areas that you can reach.
Yeah.
So then it becomes easier money for you. They do the dirty work, you give them the product, they take a commission.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that you should consider.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. That's something that I try to introduce to people that you can take, and then you have a commission.
Okay,
if you sell more, then
let's tell them here how to find you.
Okay, they can find me on Twitter at Wamhani_.
Wamhani_.
They can find me at this number 078 754 0698. And they can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. It's Wamhani Productions.
He's Katekani Nyambe. He's 27 years old. That's like half my age. And he's with Wamhani Productions. They make this product. Find it. It's at most universities all over the country. Buy it. Most importantly. But if you want to do business with him, we'll share the details even more. That was the Quickie. Remember, you can always follow us on Instagram, Talk with Rams, Facebook, Talk with Rams, and Twitter, Talk with Rams 1, the numeric 1. Thank you very much, and see you soon. And welcome to the coaching class on Talk with Rams. And the coach tonight is Thami Banda. You should know Thami Banda if you've always followed, eh? You should know him. He's a customer service coach who's served multinationals within the FMCG sector for more than 15 years, although he looks 15 himself. And I'm glad to have him in studio because I have a subject that I'm so passionate about. It's customer service and a matter we need to solve right here. Mambo, as I call you. Good evening.
Habari.
Habari, Mambo.
Mzuri.
Hey, Tara. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's been a while. Last time I saw I was in a different studio. Now we're here.
It's more lovely here. It's a good place to be at.
I've known you for a number of years, and you've been so loyal to this business of customer service. So every time I get impacted by customer service, you're the first person that comes to mind. Like, I would even want to phone you when I get a
bad customer service.
Yeah, like when a waitress is not good. Like, maybe let me find your opinion first, so before I react.
Yeah.
How serious is this thing in business? How much does it matter to our business to have good customer service?
Well, if you think about it from a nation perspective, so maybe let's take it out of business and you just see how impactful it is. If everybody complains about what government does, that's typically customer service gone wrong.
Yeah.
So if you look at it from a business perspective, we cannot have people who can invest in our businesses or probably who can take that entrepreneur to a next level if there isn't effective customer service within the establishment.
Can you teach somebody customer service?
Oh yes, it's a daily routine. You start with yourself every day. I mean, waking up in the morning and being on time to what you want to prepare, what you want to wear is customer service to you. Because if you can't practice it with you, you cannot offer someone else what you don't know and what you don't practice on a daily basis. So you can be taught, yeah.
Okay. Do we teach people customer service? It can be taught, I hear you. Do we teach them? I tend to feel that we don't get it.
I don't think we do, because in most cases, people who assist us don't necessarily know the vision and the mission statement of the business that they work under or that they represent.
Yeah.
And that's where customer service starts, because you have to unpack that vision and you unpack that mission statement. So if I go to a burger place and they have a payoff line that says, I'm loving it, they've got to love it for me to love it. So if you don't have those small touch points, your customer service is off the radar.
Most of people who follow this platform are small business people.
Yes.
You were here earlier when I spoke to a fellow who makes Atchaar.
For sure, yeah.
And I tend to think that Atchaar is Atchaar. Could customer service be what differentiates his Atchaar from the next Atchaar?
Precisely, because every person that comes through and purchases an item, they are not necessarily purchasing the product. They're actually purchasing convenience. We know what the recipe of a good Atchaar would be, but the time to make it, to source the ingredients. So when I'm paying my money for an Atchaar, I'm literally paying for convenience. So if the person who sells it understands how to touch my heart into issues of convenience, I'm willing to spend as much as I can just to appreciate the point or the time that I would have to myself without preparing the Atchaar for myself. So if for instance, somebody told me that I need to get to Durban, it's possible to walk to Durban. It may take me some time.
Yeah.
It's possible to drive to Durban. It may take me a bit of hours. But surely, I choose to fly because it's convenient, even though it might be costly, but it's convenience that I'm paying for. So if the airline starts to delay me, if the airline starts to disappoint me on probably basic things that they should check before I get into the plane, that's bad customer service.
Funny you should say that.
Inconvenience.
Funny you should say that. So, I know you would have heard of an airline called CemAir.
Oh, yes.
They're no longer flying, they are off air. And so a customer kept on writing to CemAir because they were unhappy that at the time of termination of business, they had promised that they would pay people back. So this customer wrote a letter, and her name is Ika. Kept on writing and nothing came back. And eventually the former head of CemAir, Miles van der Molen, wrote back. And I want to read part of this. Says, dear, not dear Ika, just writes Ika. I'm not sure why you see it fit to give me a lecture by email, but I'm honestly not interested. I facilitated your refund, and I'm afraid is the limit of my assistance. We note your decision to never fly with us again and wish you pleasant travels to George and a safe 90 minutes road transfer to Platinum Bay. We remind you to be careful of speeding as the road has many speed traps and there are frequent violent protests along the N2.
Yeah.
Our booking system has been updated to reflect your decision, and you nor any other person named Ika van Eden will be able to board any flight of ours in the future. This is coming from the CEO of an air flight writing back to an unhappy client.
Yeah.
I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, if you were to mark them, 1 being obviously crap and 10 being great.
That would be crap. I promise you, that would be 1. There are 2 things that are not visible in this note. One is empathy. Okay. Firstly, I purchased a ticket with you because, again, you were more convenient to me, whether it was by time, whether it was by price, but you were convenient to me. And if you have facilitated my refund and it hasn't reached me, do it in reverse. Would you have loved it if I had facilitated the payment and it has not reached you? Would you have given me the boarding pass? So if the answer is no, then facilitate my refund until it gets to my hand. So there wasn't empathy there, and there wasn't follow-up on processes that the company has. And do you know why? Because actually they've never unpacked the values of the business. Even in your own family, you need it. There are values of this home, and this is how we execute them. And that's how customer service starts to work. If you ask the CEO what is the primary value that they have as a business, he wouldn't know it. You can sense anger and frustration of a non-profitable business from a man who has to probably attract investors to keep it flying. I almost said on air. Yeah, to keep it on air. So unfortunately, he is not kind to the primary investor, because I consider customer service as an opportunity to treat the primary investor, the person who purchases your product or service, as king, and the secondary investor being the person who can back your business up. But
Mambo, no, Thami man. Customers can be impossible. They can also be piece of nonsense.
I agree with you. I agree with you that customers can be impossible. Customers can be a piece of nonsense, but that's the reason why you're in business, to provide a solution, aren't you? So why are you becoming a problem to a person who's already coming through looking for a solution?
If Miles were to call you because he's going to listen to this,
yes,
what would you advise him to do to correct the first crap customer service he gave to Ika?
Well, probably you should have apologized, because Ika has not received her refund. That's the first thing. Apologize and probably explain a couple of steps that would need to be taken by him to follow up the processes of a refund. And also open up a line of communication that in case there's anything that you probably need and we have overlooked, please highlight it to us. And that's the way you
One of the things that business people are scared of is opening that line, because then you're not going to stop calling me.
No, but it's...
And all your friends are going to have my number.
Okay, so let's do proper statistics. Okay, in South Africa, repeat business is probably 60%, and it comes from referrals. So what Ika doesn't know is that you and I are going to... Is it Ika, the CEO? The CEO.
Miles.
Miles.
Yeah.
What Miles doesn't know is that you and I are on this platform.
His name is Miles.
Yeah. Miles doesn't know that you and I are on this platform analyzing his letter.
Yeah.
And what he doesn't understand is how many people are going to be exposed post us reading this letter. And that could have been a positive thing, that he would have written positively, engaging Ika in this case, and we could be sharing the positive lessons.
Yes.
Right now, we are picking up all the negative vibes that he has shared. And unfortunately, I don't think that Miles was ever a fit CEO. Unfortunately, I should be that blatant to you. Because how come he would not practice customer service internally for him to be able to do it externally to Ika in this case? Because approaching your staff member, to motivate your staff member to to ignore the issues that the airline was going through prior to the issues that ICA had to experience.
Yeah.
That takes customer service, because you lower yourself, you provide a solution to someone, energize them for them to go and have an engagement with the client that literally brings cash into this business. So I don't even think that he was fit to be a CEO. In fact, when you sent this, I thought it was a prank, but I realized it's the truth.
It's the truth.
It's the
It's all
truth.
public. I picked
It's
it up
the
on
truth.
Facebook.
It's
This
the
is
truth. I
true.
know. We
Ika
know
wrote
about the
this
letter
on Facebook and
Yeah.
posted the letter.
And that's what I'm saying. That honestly, do you think that I would want to be in an airline where Miles is a CEO? No. Do you think I would want to spend
So
my
this
buck-
business won't go miles far.
Well, well, there are no miles for it. There are no miles for it.
So I'll tell you this much because it's very fair that I should give you a proper introduction. So Thami Banda has contributed a double-digit growth for premium product in sub-Saharan Africa. He has also served as a brand ambassador. He actually currently serves as a brand ambassador for the Macallan single malt whiskey. He says he holds this assignment very dear. I can attest to that. But most importantly,
Yeah.
people who follow us,
Yes.
as I said to you, they're in business, they would want to know how they get to speak to you to help them with their customer service so that they can build their businesses even further and stronger. How do they get hold of you? Where are you? Where are your platforms?
Well, the primary platform.
When you're not making us drink whiskey, how do they get?
Actually, the primary platform is a sub page within Thami Banda on Facebook.
Okay.
We have
So
a
it's Thami
customer-
Banda on Facebook.
Yeah, we have a customer service platform there where we share experiences, and it's a platform that literally is open to abuse. Because everybody who throws a question in there, I'm willing to answer it, and there's no cost
For free?
involved. And there's no cost involved.
Wow.
Because if it gets to, because I mean, our passion, as you would say, is growth of small businesses. But if somebody had to get me out of my four walls, yeah, there will be a cost. So
Yes.
if on social media platform, I'm willing to give 1 or 2, 3 advices for free. And on Twitter, it's at Banda_Thami. And it's the same process again, because it's an open platform, I'm willing to give it for free. But if you take me out of my comfort zone, no, I will charge you for it.
We shall certainly share your details on our own platform so that people can get hold of you.
Thank you so
But
much.
you're back soon.
I will be back soon.
No.
man.
Coaches
I'll
come
be soon.
back. It's not a once-off.
Yeah, well, it also happens if it depends if I did good customer service.
We
to-
shall
to
tell
people.
you.
Yeah.
If you don't get the call, then you know you were crap.
I was
His
one.
name is Thami Banda, and he was our guest on the coaching class. Thank you very much. So follow us, please. Twitter, Talk with Rams 1, Facebook, Talk with Rams, and Instagram, Talk with Rams. We are on YouTube and podcast. We see you shortly.
Thanks, man.